Hey y'all, welcome back to Chatting with Coach Amy. I have more Coaches of TipsMas. Yay! Today you will not hear from me at all because you've already heard my things. So you're going to hear from Coach Robin, Coach Mary Beth, Coach Hannah, Coach Rachel, and Coach Fondy. Yay! Y'all tell them hey.
Hey.
We just got another registration for our Spring into TipsMas early bird list.
Yay!
Longest title in the free world. So most of y'all know that we're doing this TipsMas thing, right? And so we have, this is a few more coaches and we have two more that will be in a couple of weeks. So I just want to just go ahead and open this up. Who wants to go first and share a little bit about themselves and why they became a coach? I will call on you.
I can go first. Or Robin.
Oh,
Robin, you go.
Okay, yeah, Robin,
Okay.
you go.
Okay, I'll go. I was like, I'll go. Y'all know I'll talk. Okay.
Yeah.
I said y'all on my own.
Congratulations.
You guys are real influencers. Holy cow. Okay. So why I became a coach. Okay. Man, I've been on plan for over 8 years. Not perfectly, everyone kind of dials it in different times for them. And for me, I love people. I genuinely love talking about real stuff and real things with women and encouraging all kinds of people, but just to like level up their lives and become the best version of themselves, right? And this is like part of the world in a woman's life where they really only share with certain special people. And everybody else, they kind of like hide it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about the emotions behind it, the shame behind it, like all of it, right? And I was like, that's just so dumb. It's so dumb. And I don't mean that. Like, I realized I'm like, oh, I'm on a podcast saying this out loud, but it's me. Okay. So the thing is, why did I decide to step up and instead of just being a mama out in the Trim Healthy Mama world and start coaching? Because I'm like, because everybody gets to have permission to take ownership of their life and start living it and taking care of themselves. And it took me a hot minute to give myself permission for silly little things like, it's okay to invest money in the products that will help me be the healthiest version of me instead of like, well, will this bless my whole family? Well, it's okay because I'm blessing my whole family, right? And that was like huge. And I thought if I needed that, somebody else might need that.
That's right.
I just
well, I'll say that I knew you from online things, of course. And then when I met you in real life, was pretty cool.
Terrified to meet you in real life.
Yeah, you're me?
I'm like, what if she hates me?
I don't hate anybody. So Robin, though, y'all, this chick is deep. And I'm just like surface, shallow compared to her.
You're not.
But I say that, I mean, it is, you push me to be better. And I love that. It makes me kind of want to tear up for a second. Oh, gracious.
But really, like when it comes to our stuff, it's like there's a reason. It's not about what we ate that day. It's about what triggered us to want to eat that day. Right. And it's like, let's get to that stuff.
That's right.
Level up.
I love that I know y'all. That's all I got.
Yeah. Same. Yep, that's me.
All right. Mary Beth.
Hey,
Hi, girl.
I am Coach Mary Beth. I am originally from Texas, but I have lived all over the place. I'm a type 1 diabetic and have been since age 3, and I'm about to be 42. So a long old time. And while I was pregnant, I was living in the UK. I came home to visit my family for Christmas and spend time here with my husband, obviously. And a friend of mine from high school told me about Trim Healthy Mama. Her son, I think was about 5 at the time, and he had just been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And so she wanted him to meet me to see that there were healthy adults who lived really normal lives. And so when I was at their house hanging out, she asked me if I had ever heard of Trim Healthy Mama, and I had not. And so she was like, oh my gosh, you have to know about this. It apparently is really good for diabetics. And so I was like, okay. So I ordered the book and got it when I got back to the UK. So I started with the Great Big Fat Book because I am a cheapie, and I was like, okay, it seems like there's now a plan book and a recipe book.
Yeah.
And I could buy both of those things for a lot of money, or I could just buy the one for less money. So that is what I did. And I pretty promptly after returning went on bed rest for the rest of my pregnancy. So I read that big 700 whatever page book, but I did not put any of that into practice for almost a year later because
Wow.
it just, yeah, it made a lot of sense to me. I could see that it would really be beneficial to a diabetic life, but like my bed rest was the doctors told me that I could get up and take a shower, or I could get up and make one meal, or like, but not take a shower and make a meal in the same day. So
Right.
I was very limited as to what I could do.
Wow.
Annoyingly, it was a really obnoxious pregnancy, but yeah, then it took me a couple of goes for THM to stick, but once it stuck, it really stuck. So I yeah, found out about the coaching program, and then just there weren't any like type 1 coaches. I don't think there still are any type 1 coaches. And
Not that
so
I'm aware of. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a giant hole. Like, I would have hired a coach
Jump on in,
if
girl.
there was one. And so yeah, I just thought, well, it would have been nice for somebody to guide my way a little bit. So that's why I started coaching. I really love it.
I love that you mentioned it took a few times for it to stick. I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
a lot of people think that coaches automatically just by osmosis knew what to do, and it was
Mhm.
fabulous, and we're all just living our best
No.
lives.
No.
No.
It took it 3 times. The third
I
time
quit
was
multiple
a charm. Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
For sure. All right, our Hannah. Do people call you Hannah Banana? I hear that all the time. People named Hannah. That's got to be annoying.
Call
though.
me it all the time. I've kind of grown out of it though.
Oh, I bet. You're so adult now, right? She's our Canadian girl. We love her so much. I would love to
Mhm.
meet you one day. Do you think it's possible, man?
I don't know if I can ever get down to the States again. That would be fun.
It would. It would. For now, we'll deal with Zoom, huh?
Yeah.
Tell us why you became a coach.
I think like most of us, you go through things in your own life where you like struggle and you just want to, once you kind of figure that out and come on the other side, you want to be able to teach that to other ladies.
Mhm.
But I've been interested in health for like maybe the last 10 years.
Wow.
And I started out with like all sorts of diets. Like first I did probably what you call like a whole grain Jane. I was kind of more into whole foods. And then I got really extreme and went into like raw foods even for a little bit. I've done Whole30s. I kind of ended up in like keto land for quite a while. And like all this stuff just tanked my metabolism. So I never had a lot of weight to lose, but I really struggled to not gain weight.
Mhm.
And that was like constantly the scale going up and down, like the same 10, 15 pounds. And then I kind of randomly stumbled across Trim Healthy Mama. I think it came in an email somehow. I don't know if I signed up for one of their emails or something, but stumbled across it. And I'm the type of person when I hear something, I'm like all in right away. So I like ordered the books on Kindle because I could not wait for them to come in the mail.
Yeah.
And I read them. I was like, this sounds fantastic. And I pretty much jumped in right away. And I've been doing it now for like 3 years. And getting to eat carbs again was super scary. I remember my first email. I think I did the cobbler commerce shake in Trim Healthy Table. And I was like, I'm eating an apple and oats. Like, what is happening here? It was so fun to start to get to eat all the carbs again. And my metabolism has improved. I can eat healthy meals and snacks and not gain weight. So it has been awesome. And I was so passionate about THM. I was like, I have to become a coach and teach other ladies about this too.
That's great. I love that so much. I
Can I
forgot
ask
to
one
ask.
question
Of course.
about Hannah? How and when did you start your blog? And has it always been Trim Healthy Mama focused? Like, was that all the same time? I use your recipes all the time.
Yeah, it's always been THM. I don't know, I'm kind of sporadic. So one day I just had like this idea, like I should start a blog because I make all these recipes and it'd be fun to share them with other people. So figured it out and jumped in. That's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it now for like, I think I've been doing it for almost 2 years now.
I forgot to ask you guys what your topics were. So we'll do Rachel and Fondy and then we'll come back. That's okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So thanks so much, Hannah. I'm just so proud of you. Like every time you post something, I'm just so proud. I feel that. Rachel, tell us about your journey and why you became a coach.
I started learning about Trim Healthy Mama in 2014. Got the huge book that was super intimidating, but ate it. It was like so healing to me to read that information. I read it faster than any other book I'd ever read. But I did not implement any of it. Well, I dabbled in it. I totally dabbled in it, but I dabbled in it until 2018 after I had my first child. He was 10 and a half pounds. And I was at that time the heaviest that I had. Yes. A 10 and a half pound child is giant. At that time, it was the heaviest that I had ever been. And I started implementing everything. And I didn't at that time have a lot of wavering. It just was a lot of tweaking. Like I would find out that I did something that I didn't think was wrong, but it ended up being wrong. And then you just learn and you just keep on chugging through.
Yeah.
And that was me. It was such a healing journey. I just remember, walking my baby through fields of, we lived out in the country. So we would walk through like roads with hundreds of cows on them. And I would be listening to the Trim Healthy Mama podcast with my big okra shake. And it was just such a precious time in my life with my little baby. And just, it was a really precious time in my life. And that was actually when I started my blog, was around that same time too. It was after I listened to the Trim Healthy Mama podcast. It was called "You Have a New Name You Didn't Know, You're a Healer." And it completely changed the way I thought of motherhood and even our health journey, just how it flipped everything that I knew kind of on its side. And then I lost just over 50 pounds in 10 months and got pregnant with my second one. And that was when my entire journey shifted and became nothing but an upward struggle. And this is the part of my Trim Healthy Mama journey that I've never shared, so I'm a little nervous.
That's all right, girl.
But I gained all the weight back during that pregnancy, even though I was hiking, running 3 miles a day and eating 100% on plan. And I did that all the way up to the day I had my second child. I think that day I walked like 4 miles, but I was like completely determined that I was going to lose the baby weight within like 2 days, which doesn't happen. That time I had a 9-pound, 6-ounce baby, which was still a big baby. And everything kind of fell apart. And I started to gain weight on Trim Healthy Mama. And made tweaks, kept gaining weight, made tweaks, kept gaining weight. And suddenly I was bigger than I had ever been before. And I was completely defeated. I was like, what am I doing wrong? And I finally came to this point where, I started having my blood tested and my hormones tested and my thyroid tested. And I've only just now discovered that all of my blood work is completely messed up. Like my thyroid is all over the place. And that finally clicked for me. But what clicked for me more, and that this is the reason why I became a coach, was that I realized that Trim Healthy Mama was for me no matter what. Mm-hmm. And that Trim Healthy Mama was healing to me no matter what the scale said. And that I knew that there was other ladies out there that were struggling, maybe with weight, maybe with something else that was, it could be any number of things, that you have this choice to either choose a healing path for your life or a destructive path. And I decided that I wanted to. So part of the reason why I became a coach was selfish. It was part of it was me putting the stake in the ground and going, no, I'm going to choose the healing way, what I know is healing for my body, no matter what. That's awesome. And someday I'm going to figure this thing out. I'm going to figure out what tweaks I need to make to start losing the weight again. And that was the reason why I became a coach. And I do have to say that I was determined not to get pregnant with our third until I started losing the weight. And I was just starting to figure this whole thing out when I got pregnant, which was so difficult for me. But my victory, my non-scale victory, is that I'm 21 weeks. Both my previous pregnancies, I would gain between 50 and 60 pounds. And so right now at 21 weeks, I have gained 2 pounds. And so for
Impressive.
me, that was like, okay, so all these tweaks that I'm making, all of these ways that I'm trying to figure out how to heal my body, if nothing else, I know that they're working for this pregnancy. So
Well, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but the whole time she was talking about gaining, I'm sitting there going, like figuring out what she needed to do, like in my head.
see, that's what
Like
I do
diagnosing
too,
her.
though. Like
And I was like, I
know
bet
my
her
stuff,
thyroid's
which is
whacked out.
I know my stuff, which has been one of the hardest things, is that I can pour over the books and I know my stuff, my stuff, and to sit there and go, I'm doing all these tweaks, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So it's just been a very interesting journey to like learn how to be a coach, yet still learning to be a coach in the midst of, I don't like calling it a season of failure because it's been a deep season of growth.
Yeah.
But as far as the world is concerned, you're gaining weight, you're failing, but that's not how I want to look at it anymore.
That's awesome. I did not know any of that, except
Because
that
I've
you're
never shared
pregnant
it.
right now. That was great. And I love how the healing podcast and your blog is Healing Home. And I only
Yes.
know that because I had to fix it this morning on the thing. It's hard to remember everybody's names. Thank you so much, Rachel. That's awesome. Okay, this is Mama Fondi, and she shall be forevermore and forevermore our Mama Fondi. I mean, am I wrong? I love her. Tell
I
us
just
your
wanna-
story.
I love what Rachel said about her season that she's in right now. And I just think it's a season of roots for her, you know, a season of really establishing roots. And even like she talked about her coaching journey and like putting a stake in the ground. And it's just her season of really getting rooted. And so I love that. And I love getting to be a part of that journey with her. That's awesome. But yes, I am the mama. And so I love being a mama. That's my heart. I am, and I'm the old one of the group, and that's awesome. I'm 53. I've been married almost 35 years. I've Trim Healthy Mama from the beginning, right after the very first book came out. I got the book, and I've never been a dieter or I always just, you know, I have 10 children, and so, you know, I would have a baby. I was like textbook pregnancies, textbook, you know, it was, I would get pregnant, I would have my baby, I would lose my weight. It really wasn't hard until I guess about number 4. I was getting a little older and, you know, more. And so I started picking up a couple of pounds with each child you know, and so, but it wasn't a big deal to me. I was a mom and, you know, I was in this season. And so, of course that adds up. And so I was, my clothes were getting tighter and I'm just really cheap. Like Mary Beth said, I was too cheap to even think about buying new clothes. So I was like, I am not going to do this. I can't buy new clothes. I have to wear the same clothes that I've worn forever and ever. So I can't do this. And so I had a brief season there where I really gained even more weight. And so that's about the time I kind of stumbled upon Trim Healthy Mama. And it was actually another friend of mine from the church here that told me about it. And so she was investing in the big book and it was $35. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money for a book, but I'm going to do it. And so we both got the book about the same time. And so we kind of started learning, you know, and I just jumped in, I read the book and it just made so much sense. And like, I wasn't a diet person. I wasn't in that whole thing. I mean, I was more of a whole grain Jane, made my own bread, ground my grain, whole foods, you know, I was into health and nutrition, but not, you know, not anything real formal. So anyway, so I got the book and I started losing weight pretty quick. And my husband said, you know, so what's your goal? I'm like, I don't know. My goal was just to fit into my clothes, but I don't really know what my goal is. Well, I quickly fit into my clothes and then I kept losing. And it's amazing that you can find money to buy smaller clothes that you didn't have to buy bigger clothes. So
true. Yes.
It was so much more fun to buy smaller clothes. And so I jumped in. My daughter that was 16 at the time. I had her read the Big Fat Book as part of her homeschool high school health curriculum. And so I had her read the big book. And so she really got a grasp on it. And so she would make me food and bring me shakes and different things every 3 hours. Here, Mom, it's time for you to eat this. Here, it's time to do this. And so I was, doing my thing, juggling everything and taking care of my kids. And then I had her really like helping me. And so it was such a beautiful season. It was just a really neat season of learning. And so, my husband is a pastor, and so we are very passionate about our church and the people. And so, of course, I started sharing with them Trim Healthy Mama and doing book studies and doing all the things and having Trim Healthy Mama groups. And it was so much fun, so many fun memories and so many fun things. And so I guess it was about 2016, 2017. I decided it would be so much fun to host a Trim Healthy Mama retreat. And I had a friend of mine that had lost about 100 pounds doing Trim Healthy Mama. And so she and we had all these great ideas. We're going to do this retreat. It's going to be so much fun. So we even started checking on it, talked to a few people that wanted to come. And so we're like all excited. And so then I sent a message to Pearl and said, hey, can we do this? And she sent me a message back and she's like, that sounds like so much fun. And I would say yes, but my legal team says no. And I'm like, but and she said, you can't charge money for any Trim Healthy Mama event. And I was, and I'm like, but I don't want to make money. I just want to help people. I don't, but I have to charge money because we have to feed them. And so it was just, and she said, well, then we're working on the coaching program. We're working on the coaching program. And so so that's why I became a coach, was I jumped into host the retreats. And so I have been able to host retreats, and that's been awesome. That's why I became a coach. So I jumped in to host the retreats. But then, and I've still been doing book studies and doing some live events and doing different things. But it really has been probably just in the last year or so that I have felt just some nudging to do more coaching and to do a little bit more and to invest more. It's just, I'm really in this really neat season right now. I'm not an empty nester. My youngest is 11. And so I'm still very much in the whole trenches with homeschooling and parenting. But I also have adult children, and I have grandchildren, and I have sons-in-laws and a daughter-in-law. So, I mean, I have a tribe. There's a lot of us. And so that keeps me really busy. So I wasn't necessarily looking for something to do, but I just felt like God was really, and still really, developing some things in me, and really showing me that I have more than I thought that I had to offer people. Yeah. And I love getting to know the other coaches, and just really, it's so rich. There's so much variety, and God is doing so much and so many different people, and to see them come together, and Nicole's whole vision for TipsMas, and the different coaches coming together and offering such rich variety for that people can tap into. And I love that. And I think that there's so much here for women to tap into and to grow in their journey, wherever they are in their journey. There's something to be gleaned from connection to people. And this is like one of the most amazing groups of people that you'll find. So
it is super special. I agree 100%. The daughter that was 16 at the time that made you all the things, is she the one we met in June at the coaches retreat? Or
no, that's my oldest daughter, Megan, that you met. And Victoria is my daughter that made the food. And she's the one that does a lot of the catering for my events and all now. And she does a lot. So yeah. Awesome. She's a mama now.
Oh. You'll have to hold my hand through all that, Fondy.
It's a different thing. It's a little, and I've got a lot of friends season. No. So yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so let's talk topics, and then we'll do our fun rapid fire stuff that I love. It's my favorite. Love it so much. What's your topic, Robin?
Okay, so I'm going off memory here, but my topic is enriching your soil, because we have a garden theme, right? Yep. Springtime, grow your stuff, garden theme. And mine is enriching your soil through soil. And it's all about feel like I didn't get to like explain my tiny little thing, and I want to respect the time, but part of my Trim Healthy Mama journey was restoration in my body. I was depleted of stuff, and my adrenals got depleted, and I didn't eat enough carbohydrates in the beginning, and like so many little things, right? So I really, really had to do something specifically to enhance energy in my body, and try to cultivate that was my huge motivator. So we're just going to talk about some different ways that people can add little things. Like most people have looked at Serene's Yuck Yum recipe and went, what the heck is all that stuff she has at the end? And then you listen to her podcast where she's like, oh, I don't add that stuff anymore. I add all this stuff now. People are like, what the heck is that stuff? Right. And so that's what we're going to talk about, is all that stuff. And one little extra little tidbit for like anybody, because like it's springtime and summertime's coming. So if you are a physically active person that is like, I'm training for something, or I want to get out and hike more, or I'm gonna, whatever your jam is. Last year I stumbled upon some really cool, just little information from real food that enhances your nitric oxide supply to
Very cool.
perform better. And I was like, that is golden, like right there. And so just really cool little things. And it's all in everything that we have abundantly available to us. And it's just awesome. So that's what I'm gonna talk about.
I can't wait to listen to that.
Yep.
That's good.
Mary Beth?
No, I'm really excited about Robin's topic. Like probably that's my most excited one. My topic is going to be called Pulled Back to Eden, and we are going to be talking about a deep dive into pulled back E's and why you need them and what they are and who do they serve best and when to use them and all that good stuff. Because it's the land where diabetics live, pulled back E's. So we will do a big deep dive into that.
Awesome. Hannah? Oop, I can't hear you, Hannah.
Garden in your gut is going to be mine. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it started over though.
So I've always been like fascinated with gut health because it's so important for general health. Like there's a saying that says all disease starts in the gut. So I like to reverse that and say all health starts in the gut too.
Yeah, girl.
So my topic is garden in your gut, because we have weeds in there, we have flowers in there, they're all blooming down there. But specifically bitter foods, because in spring, like all the spring greens, they actually have bitter properties and they're good for detoxification in the spring. So we're going to be focusing on bitters and how they help gut health.
Love it. So rich, y'all. I love it. Hey, Rachel.
When we decided that we were going to do this second TipsMas, I immediately felt on my heart God telling me that I should talk about choosing Trim Healthy Mama no matter what. And I immediately said no, because then that means that somehow my story would be told. And then I kept having Colossians 2:6-7 put on my heart. And I'll just read it real quick. Therefore, as you receive Jesus Christ as Lord, so walk in him, rooted and built up in him and established in the faith, just as you were taught, abounding in thanksgiving. And I had this word picture come to mind of a tree. And the word picture is that you can see what's above the soil, right? There's all sorts of things happening above the soil that we can see with our eyes, but what we can't see is the roots growing deep. And so my talk is growing down instead of up, choosing Trim Healthy Mama no matter what. And it's based on the idea of our roots growing deep and rooted in our faith, but also in our health journey. And so I'm going to be doing a cooking and demonstration while I talk, because that's just how I jam. If I'm not doing something with my hands, then nothing I say makes sense. So there's going to be something that we're making. I kind of want to do something with ashwagandha, which is kind of an adaptogen that not a lot of people work with, but I love it. So we might be doing some recipe with that. We'll see. But that's what I'm talking about.
So awesome. I can't wait. That's great. Fondi?
All right. I'm going to be talking about intentional fallowing, which is, like.
I had to look the word up.
Did you? Okay. It's like the rest cycle. And so kind of, I'm all about rhythms and cycles. And so just observing and taking note of all cycles and not ignoring the rest part of our cycle that should be a part of our regular cycle, which includes your sleep, a weekly Sabbath, just a season of resting and what that looks like, and observing that, and how when you cheat that, it does negatively impact your health. And so I'm going to be talking about that and just the value of sleep and rest and how to really cultivate productive rest.
Good. Thank you so much. I have a kid screaming. I don't know if y'all can hear him. Thank God. Bless America. Sorry. Make me have a hot flash. Okay, how about some rapid fire questions, friends? I need some of that ashwagandha, Rachel. Where is it at?
Back at my house.
All right. So we're going to go in order of how we've been going. Okay. So it'll be Robin, Mary Beth, Hannah, Rachel, Fondy. And we're just going to go like that. Okay. Quick answers. All right. Team avocado.
Oh, heck yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
Definitely.
Rachel.
Oh, yes.
You're after Hannah, Rachel. Fondy.
Yes.
Me too. I love avocado. I don't know why I came up with that. Just sounds springy to me. I don't know. Okay. Do you prefer Facebook or Instagram? Robin.
Okay.
I'll give you $1 million for the right answer. It's okay.
Right. No, I'm like, okay, I analyze everything and then I
Uh-huh.
give the exact answer because that's my personality type. Okay. I'm still probably team Facebook a little bit more because we haven't figured out how to do coaching stuff on Instagram yet. That's where I get to connect with my people a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know, but it's gonna come. No, it just I said it's gonna.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
My gut answer is Instagram, but that's a good point that Robin just made. But I'm going to go team Instagram.
I'm definitely Instagram too. I would not even be on Facebook if it wasn't for coaching. So I
Yeah.
like Instagram. It's super fun.
Same.
Rachel.
100% Instagram. I wish Facebook didn't exist, but then yes, we have to coach somehow.
Fondy.
I'm still more comfortable with Facebook, but I see more advantages to Instagram. So I'm learning curve.
Mm-hmm. I like Instagram because it is more fun. And I'm not doing paid coaching on Facebook anymore, so I'm good on that. But I do have my community is there and all of y'all are there. So I still do love Facebook for that reason. Yes. Okay. How old are you, Robin?
I'm 46 years old.
Yay.
Yeah.
41.
Hannah. Oh, we can't hear her. What?
Crazy internet. I'm 31.
Okay. 31. Rachel.
Is it terrible that I had to get my calculator out?
That's amazing.
Pregnancy.
I'm 32. I thought I was 31.
Oh my goodness.
I said my age earlier, but I am 53. My oldest daughter is 32. So
Oh, I love it. I'm 40. Okay. Robin, do you prefer cooking from scratch or are you a drive-through Sue?
Scratch.
Mary Beth?
Unless I'm traveling.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more scratch.
Hannah?
Although I appreciated a good DTS every now and then.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a purist all the way. Like me and Serene could probably be best buddies. I love cooking
love
from
it.
scratch.
Rachel?
Is a purist drive or a scratch drive-through soup
A
possible?
pure
Yeah,
drive-through Sue.
that's what I am.
say. Yes. Fondy?
I'm definitely a scratch.
Yes. Okay, so in my head, I was answering these for y'all. I got them all right, just so y'all know. Okay, and what state are you in, Robin?
I'm in Idaho.
Mary Beth?
Texas.
And country, province? What are y'all?
Provinces up here. So I'm in Manitoba.
Okay. Rachel?
Minnesota.
Okay. Fondy?
I'm in Texas also.
Yeah.
Mary Beth is Metro Texas. I'm country Texas.
Yeah, it's true. But we're not that far apart from each other.
But we're not. It's awesome, actually.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hannah,
Okay.
question. Manitoba it's in the middle, right? Is it to the west or to the east?
Actually, it's right in the center. It's kind of like the
Right.
center province.
Okay.
Because you're right above Minnesota, aren't you? Kind of, in a way.
Yeah. I've been in Minnesota.
That's awesome. I love it.
Did you hop the border?
Yeah. Okay, Robin, do you love a salad?
Oh man, yes, but it's like made up.
Passionate.
And it totally stems off of Serene's like TV movie greens, you know, like her movie night snack that she made, except I made it. Remember the day that they were talking about it on the potty and he's like interjecting going, but what if we threw this on it? And what if we threw this? And everyone's like shooting him down going, that's the dumbest thing ever, Danny. You're wrecking the integrity of the salad. And I was like, Danny, you're onto something there. So I like to fine shred like on a mandolin cabbage. I don't care what kind. I had a bottle of avocado oil open at the time. So I use that instead of olive oil. It doesn't matter. Just a cold pressed, awesome, high quality, good for you, you know, olive oil. And then nutritional yeast, but I like tahine. And so I put tahine on it and then sometimes avocado slices. And it is like the best, the perfect crunch, the perfect, like just oiliness. It's like amazing. But everyone does it their own way. But I'm telling you, it's that cabbage and it's the tahine. And I haven't put lime on it yet. I keep forgetting to buy limes. And I don't want to put a lemon, but that is my jam. Fast.
My passionate friend over here. So let me tell you a little secret, little confession. I called tahine Tajin forever.
Yeah.
You and Serene.
Yeah.
Yes. And somebody corrected me one day on a live and I was like, are you for real? And they were like, yes. And she actually messaged me later. She was a group client at the time. And she said, I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. And finally I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, always, please. I don't want to look like an idiot. Okay, Mary Beth, salad. Do you like salad?
Yes, I love salads. And I'm like Robin, like the kind of the more stuff can go in, the better.
Yes. Superfood
And
loaded
I always
salad.
am
I
like,
think
what-
it's in Trim Healthy cookbook. It's
Mhm.
just a good little, telling you, reminding you to put all the good things on there. I love that. Hannah?
Yeah.
So many ways you can make them.
Start over.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I love salads. They're so good. And if you've never tried the spunky ginger dressing in Trim Healthy Future, it's amazing.
Great tips, sis. Rachel?
Mhm.
I love salads, and if I'm gonna have a really good salad, it has to have chickpeas on it. Love chickpeas in salads.
Ooh,
Great idea, sis.
I can see that would be delicious.
Delicious.
Bondi?
I love salads, all kinds of salads.
All the salads. Me too.
All the
Mhm.
All right. What's your favorite cookbook? THC, THT, or THF?
Oh gosh.
I even knew this one was coming because you asked the last question and I was like, shoot, what would I answer? Okay, it's between the first two. It's the original or Trim Healthy Table. I love Rashida's book. It's just I don't get in there and play enough with it, right? There's like certain
Mhm.
that was
It'll
awesome.
take
That was
time. I
awesome.
mean, we've only had it,
Yeah.
what, a year?
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
takes time. It
So
takes-
I'm not picking
I'm
those
gonna
two
have
because
to
it's like 50-50.
time- Yeah, I mean, I feel like I use them all equally, and I just go in cycles of like all of our meals 1 week come out
Me
of
too.
this, and then we'll get on that jag for like a couple of weeks and just cook out of one, and then we'll get tired of those and switch to something else. But I will say that I think that the future is an underrated gem because the things that are in it that are really good, like this is their best dessert book so far, I would say. All the desserts that I've tried out of that have been things that even non-THMers have eaten and have been like, you're eating that?
Mhm.
You? And I'm like, I am, and you're eating my food right now. So yeah, I think the desserts and the sippers in that one, both like big shining stars. So I
Good.
think I'll go with the future
Okay.
for those
Hannah?
reasons.
I think I use Trim Healthy Table the most.
Okay. So she said Trim Healthy Future. Those of you listening to the podcast, because she cut out. Thank you. I thought that's what you would say. I got that right again in my brain. Rachel?
Trim Healthy Table.
Okay.
Although I do like all the sippers in the future one.
Mm-hmm. Fondy?
I like the Trim Healthy Cookbook. I find myself going back to that because it's got so many of the like basic beginner tried and proven recipes. I mean, the shrinker and the singing canary and the earth milk and just so many of the, you know, the goodies.
I agree.
And that one's good because it's not full of a large amount of special ingredients either. Like it is,
Right.
it's a good
Yes.
first cookbook, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's real basic. Good.
Good. Perfect. Okay, Robin, crock pot or instant pot?
Instant pot.
Okay.
Crockpot.
I thought I was going
all the way.
Crockpot, huh? She guessed me wrong. I'm like, I get lazy. I want to do something faster. Go.
No, I like
doing
crockpot.
math.
I feel like
That's-
my meat turns out better in a crockpot.
Agree.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hannah?
Crockpot.
Rachel?
Instapot only because my husband stole my crock pot and I don't have one anymore.
Where'd he take it?
He's been making his own meals and taking them to work.
Oh,
So he plugs his crock pot in at work and then has dinner ready for him when he gets back to his hotel.
wow.
So kudos to him, but he took my
Yeah.
crock.
Yeah.
My husband has had PPP with creamy, dreamy plant proteini every day this week.
Wow.
I know. So I asked him this morning, speaking of your husband, that's where that came from, by the way. It's how my brain works. I said, do you know what PPP stands for? He went, yeah. And he said it right. I'm so proud. He said, you didn't think I knew that. I was like, no, because I talk an awful lot and y'all probably don't listen to anything I say. All right, Fondy, crock pot or instant pot?
Instant pot because I'm a fan of the pressure cooker and the flavors, and I just think it's better flavor, better. So I did pressure cooker cooking before the instant pot. So I'm a pressure
The
cooker.
OG.
I'm an
I
OG.
prefer a crock pot. I don't really like the instant pot, like meat in an instant pot. Oh,
I know.
maybe my instant pot's maybe it's messed up. I don't know.
I don't think so. Like my chicken always comes out rubbery and gross in my instant pot. I do not like it. I would way rather. Yeah, I'll slow cook in my instant pot sometimes.
Yeah. I didn't like that either. That's fine because I have both and it works great. My world still goes round. Okay. What is your favorite fast food go-to, Robin?
My first thought, I was like, fast food restaurant go to? I'm like, Cafe Rio. Okay, fast food to make at home?
No. Fast
Oh.
food like drive-through.
Like what I just said. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's so where we live, we have like Costa Vida and Cafe Rio is what we have. And I don't know what they're called where you guys live. I think it's like
I think we don't have those where I
I
live.
don't-
Chipotle or
I've never heard
something
of
like
that.
where you guys
We have
are.
a
Yeah,
sad-
so they're
sad
basically
place.
like a Mexican restaurant. You walk up and you can get whatever you want, but they have like the best, fastest salads that you can have.
Wow.
And you can go on plan just like that. You're
We're
just like,
all gonna move to Idaho tomorrow because we don't have that. Where we
you'll
live.
get sick of it after 3 weeks, and then you'll be like, and I'm done. But yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
Thai food. We have a Thai place, but it's not fast food. But
Mary Beth?
I'm a good old Chick-fil-A-er.
Okay.
It's
Do you
It's
get the
my.
wrap?
I do not. That spikes my blood sugar super high.
That it does.
Yep. So I am either Cobb salad or I often actually I eat my emails at lunch and there's a perfect pulled back E at Chick-fil-A. And so that is what I get. Would y'all like to know what is the perfect pulled back E at Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
Yes.
You don't mind giving it to us extra free.
I don't, for free. Here you go. Kids meal with grilled chicken nuggets and fruit. Get for your drink unsweetened iced tea, and then get a side salad with no cheese on it. You can have the low fat Italian dressing if you want it. You won't need to use the whole packet, but it's only 4.5 grams of fat for the entire packet. So if you wanted to use the whole thing of dressing, you could. I actually don't get dressing much anymore. I just dump my chicken and my fruit in the salad and then put the lid on and shake all the chicken and fruit juice around. If I'm in the restaurant, I'll get some lemon and it's perfect, but it is
Very
a
good.
perfect pulled back E.
Wow. Hannah?
So there you go.
You guys have it in the States, but it's called Dobas.
Can you start back over? Sorry.
Do you guys have these in the States, but they're called Dobas? They're like a Mexican kind of fast food restaurant. You can go
The
through
only
and build a
Mexican
burrito bowl.
fast food restaurant we have is Taco Bell. Okay.
This is actually really good. I love eating there, but I skip the rice and just do beans. And then you can even get cauliflower as a base, which is really nice.
Wow, that is awesome.
Cool.
Rachel?
Culver's cashew salad. And I think it's delicious enough where you don't have to have the dressing, but that's
Very
just me.
cool.
Mhm.
Is that chicken on it?
Yes, grilled chicken.
Fondi?
Of course, I love kava. That's kind of my,
Oh, yeah.
there's not a whole lot of them, but there's one close to where I do most of my shopping. So I do get to go there. And that's really good. It's like and then my second would be Chipotle. And kava is kind of like a Chipotle. It's like a Mediterranean Chipotle, which is also, and Chipotle is also like a Qdoba, which is what, and so I appreciate, those are good. Those are good ones.
I'm just sad about my options. In my
What
little
have you
Pike
got?
County, Mississippi. I'm not even gonna say. It's fine. All right. That's y'all. We're all done. Y'all survived rapid fire questions. Woohoo! Would anybody like to kind of close out and just encourage the ladies that either now, of course, they know about the TipsMas Society. We would love to have them join our free Facebook group. And then also, I'm trying to think when this is going to air. Hang on. Yes, they still have time to sign up for the early bird list. So does anybody want to plug?
I think Robin should do it.
I'm looking at Mary Beth. I'm like, you want to go, Mary Beth? I'll totally.
Robin.
Okay,
Right in the
so
middle.
ladies, here we go. Okay, besides Amy being like extremely gracious to have all of us on here to like,
No problem, man.
in all reality, you have to know we've had so many meetings behind the scenes talking about you, about mamas. Like right now, of like, okay, what can we do? How do we strengthen them? How do we lift them? How do we help them? And somebody came up with the idea, how about we put together a little Facebook group? So, hey, plug for Facebook, but just to make it possible, for you. And so in that, this is why you want to be there. And so if you guys are hearing this right now and you have a chance to go like, sign up, enter the giveaway, join our group, because it's a TipsMas Society, because we're ladies. And so you're invited to come to this place and we literally pour into you every single month, twice a month, each of us. There's 12 of us, right? And so you will be blessed and it'll be different every time because whatever floats our boat that week, that's how we're going to pour into you. And then from there, you're going to hear all the things because like you'll be part of our exclusive little group of awesome women that are like following, like, hey, what are you guys doing next? What do you want to talk about next? And if we ever like, hey, what do you guys want to talk about next? Then you get to be part of that collaboration so we can bring to fruition the things that would benefit you and you'd be of most value, for your life. But it truly comes from a place of heart and goodness because we've talked a lot. And these are good women that love other women. And we just want to have a really fun playground that we all get to hang out together and just help everybody, right? It's just awesome. So did I answer all the questions you guys talked about?
Yes. That
But
was
genuinely
fabulous.
go sign up because like you have a window right now. And it is the best thing that we've ever offered yet. And there is so much value there. And it's like a no-brainer decision. Just come. So fun.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Y'all can tell them bye.
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 Hey, bye, y'all. That's what y'all got to say.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah, bye, y'all.
Good job, Robin.